Hi, I'm Janet Balis. I'm EY's Global Advisory Leader for Media and Entertainment and our America's Marketing Practice Leader. And I'm thrilled to be here today with Lily Tomovich, who is the Chief Experience and Marketing Officer of MGM Resorts. Lily, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So I love your title in and of itself. Chief Experience and Marketing Officer implies, I think, what we're seeing across the board, which is that CMOs are less of just a marketing officer and more of a chief dot connector, pulling together all the different touch points that a consumer may have or a customer may have. When we think about it, experience and marketing are now intertwined.
Yeah.
How does that resonate for you as you think about it?
Sure, it's a great question. It's funny, I was thinking about this a while ago when I was talking to somebody. When I started my career, it was really this notion that marketing was a combination of art and science, and you probably remember that. And now I say it's really art, science, and technology, with technology probably being the lead in the discussion. And so our role has significantly changed, and I think the accountability to drive business results and leverage certainly technology to deliver better guest experience is a super important focus for us and obviously most CMOs in the country today.
So when you think about making the case for that data and technology investment and helping the full C-suite appreciate what it really takes, because it is art and science empowered by data and technology and lots of other things that enable it from a human standpoint around it, how do you make the business case and break down the silos so that people get on board with the kinds of investments you need to make?
Yeah, it's certainly, I think I'll be honest, I think it's a challenge because it is a significant investment and it's a little bit of a leap of faith, right? And so we have conversations around, yes, we have to make the investment because this is where we need to go, leveraging our vast amount of data that we have, and how can we empower technology so we can be smarter about our guests and our potential customers, and how can we drive hyper-personalization. And so it's a bit of leap of faith, but it's a lot of, from our perspective, what we're trying to do is really leverage use cases and do some quick ROIs and show results very quickly. Because what happens is if you wait for this big piece of technology platform to enable and power your decision making, the chances of being successful, I think, are less. And so if you can show quick wins along the way and how you would actually leverage a piece of technology and enhance data to drive greater personalization, hopefully revenue and profitability, that's sort of the approach we're taking, as opposed to the big bang release.
And do you feel like there's an opportunity to bring those things together to help people appreciate the power of the data that sits at that guest level in their experience as they come into the resorts, and bring that into the marketing experience as you think about outcome-driven marketing, as you think about personalization, messaging? Yeah. Where are you on that maturity curve?
Yes, absolutely. So what's really interesting is we are really good at our top 1%, right? Our roots were in the casino business, so we would know everything about you, your children's age, your favorite drink, your favorite pasta, what kind of pillows you want. I mean, hyper personalization. Sure. But it's really that what we call sort of the frozen middle, and how do you get that same level of intimacy with all of our guests that we do with our top 1%. And so looking at all of the pieces of data which we have, which is quite enormous, because when you think about it, we actually are one of the third largest entertainment company in the world based on ticket sales, and second largest food and beverage company in the US. And so that alone, on top of our casino data, our hospitality data, and now we know your food and beverage preferences and your entertainment preferences, bringing that all together is just incredibly powerful for us. And I can tell you, we're probably early to mid stages of that journey, because it is, as you've discussed with so many others today, it's incredibly complex and sounds much easier to do than it really is.
So as you have more of that data, and you can use the data from the experience to inform marketing and vice versa, and build those more sophisticated personas and profiles, how do you keep the organization focused on outcomes and those short-term wins that you talk about, but also building a brand and the top of funnel things that create the awareness that aren't always at that level of conversion, and that short and long-term consideration, because they both have to be in sort of the perfect flywheel mix?
Absolutely, and we've done a few tests internally to show that especially when we look at, our digital marketing platform websites are powered by Adobe, and so we've actually done some tests to show when we take funds from our top of funnel brand awareness building dollars and push it all to performance and conversion, the results just aren't there. Sure. And so it is a perfect marriage. And so we've actually done a few of those tests that we can share when we get asked to potentially look at budgets and be, a little tighter with them and potentially cut budgets. We say, well, if we cut too much from the top, it's going to impact
Sure.
the bottom. And so I think really in terms of getting people on your side, it's about showing results and using data to have those intelligent conversations.
Is it changing the measures that you use for return on investment?
A little bit, but not really. I mean, we're still very focused on some key results. Certainly when we look at our website conversions, it's our expense to revenue ratios, it's our conversion rate, it's how many rooms we book, what's the total revenue we book. And so those are some tried and true metrics that really haven't changed too much over the years. But certainly we're looking at some new metrics as we look at the ability to drive greater personalization and how can we drive greater customer profit level by customer as opposed to sort of large segments of people.
Great. Any closing thoughts that you have just around the future of marketing and what CMOs need to internalize as they contemplate this mix of art, science, data, technology, experience?
I would say your best friend moving forward as a chief marketing officer is definitely your CIO or your CTO, depending on your organization, and really building a close bridge and relationship with them has to be sort of your number one partner in the future state of marketing to be successful.
Fantastic. Lily, thank you so much.
Thank you.